start the session. Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Om Annado Sri Jagannatha Madguru Sri Jagadguru Mamatma Sarva Bhutatma Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Om Akhanda Mandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. The only Guru of three religions, Traitatiram originator, sensational writer, Hindu virtue donor, the emperor of spiritual kingdom, Sri 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 Acharya Prabodhananda Yogeshwari. Let us pray our Guru to provide the wisdom in a right manner. We are learning Purushottama Prapti Yogam chapter from Traitatiram Bhagavad Gita. Last week we learned from 14th to 15th, two slokams. Let us recap the meaning what we learned last week. I am the fire calling Vaishvanara in all living bodies and is burning by the prana and apana wind for digesting the four kinds of foodstuffs. I am seated in the heart of all living things. The memory, smriti, wisdom, jnana and the new ideas, uha, and its forgetfulness are getting by me. The Vedas and the spiritual knowledges are revealing me. I am the knower of Veda. Let us move on to the 16th slokam onwards. 16th slokam talks about Atma, Jivatma, immortal soul and mortal soul. Dvavimau purushau loke charakshakshara yevacha ksharas sarvani bhutani kutasto akshara uchate. In the world, two kinds of Purushas exist. They are called Kshara and Akshara. Kshara is in all living things. It is said that one who coexists along with the Kshara is the Akshara. So, let's go to the detailed description that Swami provided. Since it has a lot of information in it, we need to carefully grasp that. So keep concentration on that and keep full focus on it. So after world was created, Atma had born. Right. So once the world was created, immediately Atma born. So after Atma took birth, then the movable nature, Prakriti also made. Atma exists as male, Prakriti as female. So Atma is called male, Prakriti is called female. Some people may question that why Atma is called male and the nature is called female. So the answer is here. So in order to make it born anything, it's important to have a seed. If seed exists, seed related matter will take birth. That is true, right? So first seed was there for taking birth of world. So in order to making this world to birth, there should be a seed. That seed is not anything. It doesn't have any name. So first Prakriti was born from that seed. So the seed which produces was counted as Purusha and the Prakriti which was produced as female. This matter was said in 3rd and 4th slokams of Gunatraya Vibhaga Yogam completely, clearly. So the husband means who bears it and the wife means who is born. It is said that one who produces is called male and one who is produced is called female. So that is the difference between male and female. So Atma, wherever it exists in any manner, it is called Purusha. And despite Prakriti exists as any manner, yet it is said as female. So first Prakriti took birth from the Purusha. that is male. The Atma which have male qualities, and the Prakriti is consisting of the female qualities. So it will continue up to universe exists. And in the Vibhuti Yogam chapter also, there is a sixth Shlokam which talks about the Atma and its parts in it. There are 7 parts in it. Atma was divided into 7 parts. So, and also the first part on the top portion of Atma is divided by the movable Prakriti. The separated part of Atma is specially we are calling as Jivatma. So we need to remember that um, the portion which is separated from the nothing, first there is nothing, that is called void. From there Prakriti came, right? So from there itself Atma also came. So from Atma, Jivatma got divided from the Atma. First Atma came from the Purusha, the Purusha. First Purusha, who is called Paramatma, is the seed. Himself is a seed, right? So from there Atma came. Atma is also called Purusha. From Atma there is one portion divided, got divided, that is called Jivatma. So in order, so if we know more details about the Atma that was made first, so we need to go in detail about all the portions of the Atma. It was divided into 7 equal parts. In between the two, one remained as it was, and the second was divided further into 2 equal parts, that you can see in the picture. So in this way, in between the divided parts, one remained as it was, second was divided into equal 2 parts, and second was divided into equal 2 parts. So if you can see there in the picture, there is a 2000 units of the energy power came from Paramatma. So it is divided into 2 parts, 1000 and 1000. So first part of the 1000, so and the second part of the 1000, two things are there. So second part of the 1000 is subdivided again into 1500, 250, 125, 62 and a half, and 31 and a half. Second part of the 500 is subdivided. Second part of the 500 also there in the picture. It is shown over there. So here part wise how many number of units are allotted to each portion of Atma is also shown in this example. So if we go in detail, Atma was divided into 7 parts. It can be recognized in numerals. Atma exists as 2000 units of the power. So 1000 units exists as first part, and the remaining 6 parts were divided into 1000 units. So one part contains 1000 units. The remaining 6 parts contain the 1000 units. Likewise, there are 2000 units. So for recognizing the first part's existence as 1000 units, it was named as Sahasraram. That is called Sahasraram. Though it was named by not knowing, yet it is casually called Sahasraram. Some persons may ask us on what basis of science you are saying. So first part is Sahasraram. Sahasra means 1000 actually. So the name came automatically, but it matches actually there. So, and some people may ask one question, that what is the basis for this one? So the basis for this is Brahma Vidya, the big education. So don't think where this Shastra is. This is the biggest science among the 6 sciences in this world. The remaining 5 sciences are smaller than the big science, Brahma Vidya. So all the 5 sciences, other sciences are related to Prakriti, whereas Brahma Vidya, which is totally related to the Paramatma. So according to this Brahma Vidya Shastra, Atma was divided into 7 parts. After the Jivatma was made and encircled by intellect, Chittam, Aham, Buddhi, Chittam, Aham are there, right? They encircled the Jivatma. Uh, so um, so because of that, the movable nature, uh, those are the parts of the movable nature. So if you see the mortal soul, it is encircled by buddhi, chittam, ahankara. Jivatma is a part in the Atma. So it got divided 500 units from Atma. Anyone question us that Jivatma was made in how much part of Atma? So the reply is among the 7 parts of Atma, first part is 1000 units, right? From the 1000 units, 500 units are divided by the movable Prakriti. One part of 500 units was surrounded by movable Prakriti, so it is forming the Jivatma. So the first part of the Atma, half part was made as Jivatma. So that is also given in this picture. You can see and understand how it is divided. The first part of that is divided by 500 units are allotted to Jivatma. So another 500 units is of Atma there itself. So Sahasrara, Agneya both are at the same place. In the first part of Jivatma, in the first part, half part is Jivatma. Atma exists as 500 units in the first place, and in the second place also Atma exists as 500 units. So in the first part it is 500 units, and also in the second part it is 500 units Atma. So 500 units is Jivatma. So where Jivatma is located, there also Atma first part located, that comes 1000 units. In the second part 500 units is there. As Atma have equal strength in the above first and second places, in the below 6th and 7th places it has 31.25 unit strength. The 7 places of Atma are named for the recognition purpose. So the first place is called Sahasraram, second one is Agnayam, third one is Vishuddha, fourth one is Anahata, fifth one is Manipuraka, sixth one is Swadhishta, and seventh one is Adhara, respectively. Like that. So the 7 parts of Atma are occupied 7 nerve centers. So the brain portion is Sahasrara, which is the first nerve center, is occupied by Atma's first part of 500 units. The second nerve center, which is the lower part of brain, that is called Agneya, is occupied by the Atma's second part, that is 500 units. In this way, in the remaining 5 nerve centers, the 5 parts of Atma are occupied. The 7 nerve centers are named with the names of Atma parts. The 7 parts of Atma are doing their work from the 7 nerve centers. So these are called 7 centers in the body. Some persons have been calling these as 7 chakras, and even some people call it as something something else. So that is not the proper way of telling. They left the truth and talking unrelated matter over there. If some rationalists question them, they cannot answer that one. So if you tell the rationalists that there are nerve centers, they can definitely accept. But if you tell that there are some wheels, some chakras, lotus petals over there, they don't agree over there. So here the distinguished matter is first Sahasrara center. It is having 500 units, and the second Agneya center it is also 500 units, so very nearby, both are at one place. So and at the sixth and seventh one, if you see, both are 31.25, both are at one place. Remaining three centers, 250 units, 125 units, 62.5 units respectively are there. So their distance is just 9 inches itself. So if you think like that, if we categorize first two at one place and last two at one place, remaining three, we see them as five parts in total. So those we can call them as Sahasragneya, Vishuddha, Anahata, Manipuraka, Swadishta, Adhara. So Sahasragneya, Sahasragneya Tattva is like Akasha. Second one, Vishuddha is air. Anahata is fire. Manipuraka is water. And Swadhisthha Adhara is earth. So like there are five elements, right? So this also comes as five parts when we grouping together. So some people may question that. So you said 2000 units of the Atma power is there, right? If that is the case, if all have 2000 units, all must have same strength. Why it is not so? Why each person has different strength? To answer that, so the power which comes from the Paramatma is 2000 units, but the 2000 units is divided based on the length and breadth of the Atma itself. So uh, some people are shorter, some people are taller. So there is a variation about the measurement of the Atma, but one unit means it has equal length and width, right? So that way, if you make 2000 units, so whatever the shape of the Atma you take, you will have equal parts, equal 2000 units over there. So Atma is spreading whole body. It is in the whole body itself. So the shape of the Atma is the body itself. So on the special occasion like engrossing in the Brahma Yoga, whenever you get into Brahma Yoga stage, what happens? The other 1500 units will change into 500 units. Okay, so in one unit, other units may be immersed. It again disintegrates and spreads over the whole body as 1500 units. So in Brahma Yoga, 1500 units power is not needed, so it will go over there. So it will go as 500 units. Once it is done, then again it will spread back to the 1000 units again in the body. So Atmas below 6 places will be reached to the 500 units power, that is in the first place of Atma. So Atma has 6 other parts, right, that have 1000 units. So seventh part it has 500 units, right, when in Brahma Yogam. So 1000 units will go into the 500 units. So the measurement we came to know how we need to measure the each unit, right? Um, so first and second centers we have Sahasrara and Agneya, right? So there 500 plus 500, 1000 units exist. So but in the below 5 centers, the 500 units power is more density at a time. In another time it is less density. When there is a more density, it will have good strength. When there is a lesser density, uh, weaker strength will be there. Likewise, the strength will be changing. So the body is made by making the 7 centers as the basis by the movable prakriti. As the whole body is the prakriti, which is nature of female, the two purushas like Jivatma and Atma are the male nature. So in the verse also, in the Shlokam also told that Jivatma and Atma both are Purushas. In the Shlokam he said that Dvavimau Purushau Loke. So these two Purushas are called Kshara and Akshara. Kshara can be destroyed. Akshara cannot be destroyed. So Kshara means Jivatma. Jivatma is to be destroyed. So because he has to get the liberation, right? So Atma is not to be destroyed. As long as the intellect, aham, chittam exists, jivatma also exists, because they exist since karma exists and body also exists. Once they are vanished, what happens? The jivatma will automatically unites to the atma itself. So then jivatma does not exist. That is why jivatma is called the kshara and atma is called akshara. So Atma, Jivatma both reside in the body itself. Jivatma does not exist in the body without Atma, and Atma also does not exist without Jivatma. So Atma is coexisting. That is why they said Kutastha. So in the Bhagavad Gita also, up to this verse, nowhere Bhagavan divided the Atmas and told. Here only we see the division of Atma clearly. One is Jivatma, another one is Atma over here. So in order to understand the Bhagavad Gita in a proper way, we need to know who is Jivatma, who is Atma, who is called who, like that. So that is why in this Shloka, Kshara Purusha means Jivatma and Akshara Purusha means Atma. And the 16th and 17th Slokams of this chapter are main, a very, very important one in the Bhagavad Gita. Here itself, Traitatiram coming up. Traitatiram is taught over here itself. And also, from Gunatraya Vibhaga Yogam, 3rd Slokam, it is revealed that Prakriti is female and the God is Purusha, right? So, the donor of the seed is the Purusha only. But somebody interpreted that Prakriti, the body made by the Prakriti, as Kshara Purusha. That is totally wrong. So, Jivatma, Atma are belonging to the Purusha itself. That's why in the Slokam it is said like that. So, and Paramatma is called as Purushottama. Absolute soul is called Purushottama. So, the doctrine of Traita is coming out from these two 16 and 17 slogans. So, those who told about the body which is associated with the Prakriti as the Kshara Purusha by denying the word of Bhagavan are against the God's opinion. So, you do not listen to them, you have to understand it carefully. So, with that, big sin might come to those people who deviated the people from the actual truth. So, at least now leave away all the false statements and go through the Traitatiram Bhagavad Gita, which exactly explains about the all three Purushas over here. That is called Traitatiram. So we need to know the wisdom according to the God's opinion. So that's what about the 16th Slokam. From 16th Slokam we came to know about the Jivatma and Atma, mortal soul and immortal soul. So how the Atma got divided, and in each portion how many number of units of power is there. So we came to know that there are 2000 units of Atma power which came from Paramatma. Let us do Mangala Prarthana and end the session. Om Mangalam Gurudevaya Mahaniya Prabodhatmane Sarvaloka Sharanyaya Sadhu Rupaya Mangalam. Prabodhatmanam to everyone.